Happy Monday, and welcome to another episode of Cases That Should Have Gone to the Supreme Court of Canada, but didn't. Today, we're talking about motor vehicle accidents. Cases that should have gone to the Supreme Court of Canada, but didn't. In the case of Dutton and Schwab, arising out of British Columbia, there was some dispute over who was driving a vehicle that was ultimately involved in an accident that caused injuries to Miss Dutton. And the question of who had to prove who was driving and to what extent they had to prove who was driving arose at trial. This is an important issue because in some circumstances, in motor vehicle accident cases, there may not be certainty as to who was behind the wheel, and whether it is the obligation of the person bringing the lawsuit to prove on a balance of probabilities that the person that they say was the driver was the one that was driving the vehicle, or whether it's a burden that's essentially on the court to find on a preponderance of the evidence who was driving the vehicle, rather than limiting the question to whether it's been proven, but instead looking at all of the evidence and making that determination as an objective determination that's made at the outset of a trial, is an important question that could inform civil proceedings across the country. And it wouldn't just apply in motor vehicle accident cases. These types of determinations of who's at fault and who was perhaps operating equipment or operating mechanisms that caused injury to another person are issues that come up in civil trials all the time. And this question seems to be to some extent unresolved in the civil litigation system. It would have been nice for the Supreme Court of Canada to have recognized the opportunity to clarify some civil law issues that rarely get a treatment from the Supreme Court of Canada that might facilitate better resolution of civil trials and ease what is a significant burden on the civil court system, with delays and lengthy periods of time being spent arguing these issues and attempting to sort out what is inconsistent and unclear law across the country. Unfortunately, it'll take another case, and that means years and years before the Supreme Court of Canada has another opportunity to consider this issue and hopefully agrees to address it. Cases that should have gone to the Supreme Court of Canada, but didn't. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Cases That Should Have Gone to the Supreme Court of Canada, but didn't. I'm Kyla Lee at Acumen Law. Thank you to Brazen Bull Creative for putting together these videos. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends.